Imagine a 13-year-old boy thrust onto the Mughal throne. This was Akbar's reality in 1556. He inherited a kingdom in turmoil, still reeling from the recent loss of its grip on Hindustan. His father, Humayun, had faced exile and defeat. Yet young Akbar possessed an indomitable spirit. He was a born leader, even in his youth. With the guidance of his loyal regent, Bairam Khan, Akbar began his reign. He quickly learned the art of warfare and governance. He fought to reclaim lost territories and consolidate his power. It was a tumultuous beginning for an emperor who would later be known as the Great. His early victories established his authority. But Akbar was not content with merely ruling by might. He yearned for knowledge and surrounded himself with scholars and intellectuals. Akbar's thirst for understanding would shape his reign and transform the Mughal Empire. His story is not just about military conquests. It is about the evolution of a ruler who dared to challenge the norms and forge his own path. Akbar understood the power of knowledge. He saw education as a tool, a weapon even, to strengthen his empire. He was illiterate, but that didn't hinder his pursuit of learning. He surrounded himself with scholars, poets, and philosophers from diverse backgrounds. Every day he would hold court, not just to discuss matters of state, but to engage in lively debates on philosophy, religion, and the arts. He listened intently to different perspectives, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. Akbar's court became a melting pot of ideas. He invited Hindu, Jain, Christian, and Zoroastrian scholars to share their wisdom. This intellectual exchange fostered a spirit of tolerance and understanding within the Mughal court. It was a stark departure from the often rigid and dogmatic courts of his predecessors. Akbar believed that true knowledge came from embracing diverse perspectives. His reign became a testament to the power of intellectual curiosity and open dialogue. Akbar's court was a beacon of intellectual brilliance. It attracted some of the most renowned scholars and artists of the era. Among them was Abul Fazl ibn Mubarak, Akbar's trusted advisor and chronicler. Abul Fazl meticulously documented Akbar's reign, providing invaluable insights into the emperor's mind and methods. His writings paint a vivid picture of a court teeming with poets, musicians, and artists. Another prominent figure was the musician Tansen, whose legendary voice captivated the emperor. Tansen's mastery of Hindustani classical music added another layer of richness to Akbar's court. It wasn't just about intellectual pursuits. Akbar fostered an environment where art flourished. He recognized the power of art to transcend cultural and religious boundaries. His court became a testament to his belief in the unifying force of beauty and creativity. Akbar's pursuit of knowledge extended beyond the walls of his court. He was fascinated by different religions and sought to understand their core tenets. He engaged in dialogues with Jesuit priests who had arrived from Goa, eager to learn about Christianity. He invited Hindu scholars to explain the intricacies of the Vedas and the Upanishads. He delved into the teachings of Jainism and Zoroastrianism, seeking common threads among these diverse faiths. This thirst for religious understanding was not merely academic. It stemmed from a deep-seated belief in the fundamental unity of all religions. Akbar's quest for knowledge was, in many ways, a spiritual quest. He sought to bridge the divides between faiths and foster a sense of harmony among his people. His efforts culminated in the creation of a new syncretic faith, the Din-e-Ilahi, which aimed to incorporate the best elements of all religions. Section 5. The Harmony of Faiths, unveiling the Din-e-Ilahi. Akbar's Din-e-Ilahi, often translated as divine faith, remains one of the most debated aspects of his reign. It was not a new religion in the traditional sense, but rather a spiritual order that emphasized commonalities among faiths. It incorporated elements of Islam, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, and even Christianity. Akbar's intention was not to replace existing religions, but to create a framework for interfaith dialogue and understanding. The Din-e-Ilahi emphasized reason, virtuous living, and the worship of one God. It rejected rituals and dogma, focusing instead on the essence of spirituality. Some historians argue that it was a way for Akbar to consolidate his power by placing himself at the center of a new religious order. However, others see it as a genuine attempt to promote religious harmony in a diverse empire. Regardless of interpretation, the Din-i-Ilahi reflects Akbar's vision of a society where different faiths could coexist and learn from each other. Section 6. A New Order, Akbar's meritocratic administration. Akbar's reign wasn't just marked by intellectual and religious pursuits, he was also a shrewd administrator. He recognized that a strong and efficient bureaucracy was essential for governing a vast empire. He implemented a new administrative system, known as the Mansabdari system, which was based on merit rather than lineage. This was revolutionary for the time as it challenged the traditional power structures of the Mughal court. Under the Mansabdari system, officials were ranked based on their capabilities and performance. They were assigned specific duties and responsibilities, and their promotions were based on their achievements. This system helped to break down the rigid social hierarchy and created opportunities for talented individuals from all backgrounds to rise through the ranks. It fostered a culture of meritocracy within the Mughal administration, making it more efficient and responsive to the needs of the people. Section 7. The Emperor's Scales. Justice in the time of Akbar. Akbar was known for his sense of justice. He believed in ruling with fairness and compassion, and he made himself accessible to his subjects. He established a system where anyone, regardless of their social standing, could approach him with their grievances. Every day, he would hold court and listen to the pleas of his subjects, dispensing justice with wisdom and impartiality. He understood that true justice involved understanding the nuances of each case. He would often consult with his advisors and legal experts before passing judgment. He also implemented reforms to the legal system, codifying laws and ensuring that they were applied uniformly across the empire. His emphasis on justice earned him the respect and admiration of his subjects, solidifying his image as a benevolent ruler. Section 8. Shadows of Doubt, Akbar's critics and controversies. Despite his reputation as a wise and just ruler, Akbar's reign was not without its critics and controversies. Some historians argue that his religious reforms, particularly the Din-i-Ilahi, were met with resistance from Orthodox Muslims who saw it as a threat to their faith. There were also instances where Akbar's actions were seen as ruthless, particularly in his early years as he consolidated his power. His conquest of Gujarat, for example, was marked by brutality and the destruction of Hindu temples. However, it's important to remember that Akbar lived in a different era with different societal norms. His actions must be viewed within the context of his time. While his legacy is complex and multifaceted, there's no denying that he was a visionary leader who left an indelible mark on Indian history. Section 9, the final curtain, unraveling the mystery of Akbar's death in 1605. After a reign of nearly 5 decades, Akbar fell ill and died at the age of 63. His death, however, remains shrouded in mystery. The official accounts of his illness are vague, leading to speculation about the true cause of his demise. Some historians believe he died of dysentery, while others suggest he may have been poisoned. The circumstances surrounding his death, particularly the haste with which his chosen successor Jahangir was crowned, have fueled conspiracy theories. Some whispers suggest that Jahangir, impatient to ascend the throne, may have had a hand in his father's death. However, there's no concrete evidence to support these claims. Section 10. Whispers through time theories and speculations. The lack of conclusive evidence regarding Akbar's death has only served to intensify the intrigue surrounding his final days. One theory posits that a faction within the court, unhappy with Akbar's policies, may have conspired to poison him. Another theory suggests that Akbar's own physicians, perhaps unknowingly, administered a lethal dose of medicine while treating his illness. The truth, however, remains elusive. The passage of time has rendered it nearly impossible to separate fact from fiction. What is certain is that Akbar's death marked the end of an era. His passing left a void in the Mughal Empire, and his successors would grapple with the legacy of his reign for generations to come. Section 11. A legacy forged in time. Akbar's enduring impact. Akbar's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a conqueror, a scholar, a religious reformer, and a patron of the arts. He transformed the Mughal Empire into a force to be reckoned with, expanding its borders and solidifying its power. but his impact extends far beyond military conquests. He fostered a culture of tolerance and intellectual curiosity, attracting some of the brightest minds of his era. His administrative reforms laid the foundation for a more efficient and meritocratic government. His emphasis on justice and his efforts to bridge the divide between faiths continue to resonate centuries later. Akbar's story is a reminder that true greatness lies not just in military might, but in the ability to rule with wisdom, compassion, and a thirst for knowledge. His legacy continues to inspire and intrigue, ensuring that his name will forever be etched in the annals of history.